How long's part 45 of Chernobylite?
Chernobylite's mental waves, or, well, to tell you the truth, we don't know exactly what it is. Chernobylite is like a virus, in a way. It's not exactly inorganic matter, but neither is it a living organism. It's something in between. And it produces a type of brainwave, even though it clearly has no structured organic tissue.
Well, what's the purpose of this communion?
This is where it gets really interesting. You know that Chernobylite can be used to create wormholes, right? You've been doing it yourself. But these wormholes are special. Haven't you noticed? They're not a purely physical phenomenon.
I don't understand. What else could they be?
We know what singularities and the tunnels should look like. We know what they are in theory. But has anyone actually been inside one before?
Bullshit. I've studied Chernobylite too. The exotic energy it contains is powerful enough to create quasi-black holes and passages between them.
We thought so too, at first. But think about this. What if there was an organism, or a virus, an entity powerful enough to create its own singularities?
No biological organism could encapsulate that kind of energy, or survive if it did. A living entity would be torn to shreds.
But Chernobylite is not a normal biological organism, is it? We have no idea what it is. Just try and consider the possibility that the wormholes you're walking into are not something created outside of Chernobylite. They are Chernobylite. You're traveling through the veins and corridors of its multidimensional body.
But what does that have to do with this communion thing?
Isn't it obvious? We're trying to communicate with Chernobylite, or somehow influence it through the mental energy of our subjects. But getting inside this thing's mind, or whatever it is, must be a truly disturbing experience.
You're fucking insane, both of you. You need to stay away from the morphine cabinet for a while. I've heard enough. Who's your patient here?
I'm not sure, but she must have been carefully selected.
Selected? How? Did she volunteer? Or was she maybe run down and captured by soldiers in the woods? Talk!
I'm not familiar with the selection process. My boss would know. But we know very little about him.
What's your boss in charge of exactly?
The entire biotech division, pretty much everything Chernobylite related, but mainly the impact on human physical and psychological functions.
Clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. How does this work with Chernobylite?
It's similar to a standard gene editing tool. We take specialized protein from a certain bacteria, modify it with Chernobylite, and then target the exact genes we want to modify.
Wait, I know more about physics than genetics, but CRISPR is usually done on embryos, right? And it takes time, sometimes even years, for mutations to show.
Our boss developed his own methods. The process is applied directly in the subject's body. The speed of the mutations has increased exponentially. It no longer takes years, but weeks, sometimes mere days. Marvelous, isn't it?
Enough. All I've got from you so far is a bunch of gibberish. I want to see the actual research. Where do you keep your data? All the research data?
Check the database in this computer. Everything can be accessed from here.
It's password protected, isn't it?
Promise not to kill us and we'll tell you.
Don't worry, I don't give a shit about you. Password.
23#98S$.
Listen to me very carefully, Igor. This research, this data, it's too dangerous to exist. My people died because of it. Delete everything. It won't bring my mother back, but at least no one will profit from her death, and the deaths of others.
Destroy it.
Good call. Oh, I knew you'd see reason.
Yes, to shoot them is immense. already done that. Okay, so it's in this building. Okay, now to collect shit and go home.
Take my picture, Igor. Do it now.
Sure? Sure. What's got into you?
I want you to remember this moment. Keep it close to your heart. Whatever happens, we are connected. We belong together.
Of course. You're my fiancé. And
That's not what I meant. Never mind.
Let's go. Next I'll go after that scientist.
I'm sorry, Olga. Nobody deserves to die so horribly.
I was hoping for some good news, but perhaps I was foolish. My mother, these people, they were all just used, processed. How could anyone do something like this? Anyway, did you find anything of value?
Not sure yet. Bizarre theories about Chernobylite, mostly. I don't know if I want to get into the details yet.
Try me. I'm not a bookworm like you, but I'm not stupid either.
Well, NER seems to think Chernobylite is like a giant turtle that carries our universe on its back. They figure they can tame it and ride it wherever they want. Like a pet.
A turtle.
It's just a metaphor, but the scientific theory behind it is no less insane.
Right. Thanks for trying, I guess.
God's sake. Decontamination shower. Need more power. Ooh, an optimized generator. Yeah. There we go. Looks like some calming salts. Where's Sashka? There he is. See if he's got any training for me.
Have you ever heard about the Cannibal Island in Siberia? Nazino Island? I might have heard something, but they don't teach it in school, right? Not the most glorious moment in Soviet history. I wouldn't know anything about that either. But that crazy old vagrant Tarkan told me when we were working together on another job. I wasn't at all interested, but he wouldn't shut up about it. So I told him I'd listen as long as he made it quick. Then he told me about these poor bastards. 5,000 of them, rounded up in cities and shipped to the island of Nazino in Siberia. It was supposed to be a gulag, except there was nothing there. It was absolutely desolate. These guys were supposed to build their own prison. That's horrible.
Thank you for watching part 45, see you in part 46.